Hi there, and welcome to the Butler Collegian newscast. I'm Kristin Camilleri.
And I'm Nicki Clark.
We begin with dangerous cold weather that is affecting central Indiana and the entire Midwest. The National Weather Service has issued a wind chill advisory from Tuesday at 10 p.m. through Thursday at 1 p.m. Wind chills are predicted to be as cold as negative 45 degrees. It is important to make sure that you are dressing in layers, limiting your time outside, and staying hydrated. Frostbite can occur in 10 minutes or less with these kinds of frigid temperatures.
In other breaking news, there are talks of bringing back the Lambda Chi Alpha fraternity as well as ideas for their house. Butler is currently in the planning and design phases of the new Lambda house, but they plan to relocate it from its original location on Sunset Avenue to Hampton Drive. Ultimately, they plan to replace the abandoned teak house with a new Lambda house. The first plans were not approved by the Alpha Chi Omega sorority because it was going to involve vacating Beta Lane, which is a side street many of their women rely on for parking. Once Butler has a finalized plan, they will take it back to the Lambda Chi Alpha Housing Board. If it gets approved, then Butler will be able to purchase the vacant Lambda house on Sunset.
The Butler Student Government Association has approved a new constitution. According to a press release, the new constitution will bring changes in SGA's election process and organizational structure. SGA is made up of an executive and legislative branch with a judicial review committee. Essentially, the new constitution will turn the committee into its own judicial branch. This allows for more separation of powers and a more familiar three-branch structure for students.
Butler received a bronze ranking in their sustainability performance. The ranking comes from the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. The bronze ranking is one step above no ranking, but Julia Angstman, director of Butler Center for Urban Ecology and Sustainability, says this is a great achievement. She said, quote, "A lot of institutions don't even rank the first time they do the assessment. We are very happy and proud that Butler ranked bronze this year, and now we have baseline data so we know exactly where to improve," end quote.
The Butler Police Department, in conjunction with SGA and the women's fitness organization Charge, hosted a self-defense training last Saturday in Irvington. During the 2-hour training, officers demonstrated different ways you can be attacked and how to get away. They also discussed ways to limit your chances of being attacked, like always being aware of your surroundings and traveling in pairs or groups when possible. Some Butler students took to the streets on January 18th for the annual March for Life. Around 150 students from Butler, Marion, and Indiana University drove down in charter buses to show their support for the pro-life movement. The students visited the Basilica of the Shrine of the Immaculate Conception, as well as listened to speakers and explored D.C.
Despite being bitterly cold outside, things are starting to heat up for the women's basketball team. Jake Bedell is here with a look at sports.
Yes, Nikki. So the ladies started off last week with a 75-48 win at Creighton on Sunday, but they couldn't keep their win streak alive. In a back-and-forth game with DePaul last Friday, the Dogs fell short at home, 86-78. Butler played well, though, shooting 52% on field goals, but the three-point shooting from DePaul gave them the win. Then on Sunday, ranked Marquette came to town, and they showed the country why they're among the nation's best, as they defeated the Butler Bulldogs 87-58 and shot an impressive 48% from three-point range. On the men's basketball side, they dropped 2 games of their own this past week, the first coming at the hands of Villanova last Tuesday. The Dogs kept things close throughout the first half, but unfortunately the game got away from them, especially with the play of Eric Pascal. The Dogs fell, unfortunately, 80-72 on Friday and took the trip to Creighton later on in the week to play against the Blue Jays. The Dogs saw many of their points come from the bench, but it wasn't enough to beat the Creighton squad, who were able to string together several points and were able to build a lead over the course of the game. They finished off the Dogs with a 75-61 victory. In track and field, the Dogs did have some success, as last weekend they took to the trip to Bloomington. In the men's heptathlon, Wade Walder placed first and Richard Clark placed third. Angela Wells placed third in the women's mile run with a time of 4:52, which is really, really impressive. This week ahead, some of the notable events that are coming are in men's basketball. Their matchup comes on later on tonight against number 10 Marquette. And then Wednesday night, the women will go onto the road in order to play Seton Hall this upcoming Sunday.
So, Jake, what's it going to take for the Dogs to pull out a win tonight?
Well, it's going to be pretty difficult. I mean, you don't get to be ranked 10th in the country without just simply moseying throughout the season. Marquette's definitely shown their ability on the basketball court in order to be able to be a really well-rounded team. The Dogs are going to have to be able to shoot from the three-point arc, which is something that they kind of struggled against Villanova and then Creighton. But should they be able to do that and prevent Marcus Howard from being able to score points, I think they could have an opportunity to win a game tonight.
And speaking of other big matchups, the Super Bowl is on Sunday, the Patriots versus the Rams. Jake, what's your take?
It's going to be an interesting matchup, especially with the veterans that the Patriots have and the rookies that the Los Angeles Rams have on their team. It should be a really fun game to watch, but I think the Patriots pull out the win.
I agree. I feel like the Patriots are just a solid powerhouse, and I definitely think that they will pull out a win.
And I refuse to weigh in because the Rams left St. Louis.
We'll just have to wait and see. That's all for this week's Butler Collegian Newscast. To stay up to date with all things news on Butler's campus, visit us at thebutlercollegian.com or on Twitter at Butler Collegian. I'm Kristin Camilleri.
And I'm Nicki Clark.
I'm Jake Bedell.
Have a great week, dogs.